There we go. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, feds and degenerates, cuckolds of all ages. It's that time once again. It's time for Mild's Culture Plate. It is 6 p.m. Central, Saturday, February 10th, 2024. And you are locked in right here at Mild's Culture Plate. I am your host, Mild Kevin Miles, and we have an interesting show for you today. As you can see, I've done a little redecorating of my office for the big game weekend. Yes, it is that time of year. Once again, the Super Bowl is upon us, just 23 and a half hours away from kickoff. And I am hyped. I've been around Kansas City. The city of Kansas City is hyped. I've seen the videos of Las Vegas. Las Vegas is hyped. I don't know if anyone out there has been to San Francisco. I don't know how hyped they are, but if it's anything like the energy I've been feeling, it's kind of awesome. Yeah, and I know a lot of you, yeah, we don't care about football and we don't care about sports, and it's a big distraction from the real problems that happen to everyday Americans. But let me tell you, right now, the energy around football in Kansas City, and I don't mean to rub it into to fans of other sports teams or whatever. I'm not going for that, but there is a real sense of community happening in the Midwest, in Kansas and Missouri right now, and people who would normally be at each other's throat over many of the issues we cover here on this show, the LGBT stuff, the political stuff, the immigration stuff, it, in at least in Kansas and Missouri, we can come together and say, yeah, good morning. We love you, everybody, except for 49ers fans, and any little bit of unity we can find in our divided country, the best. So uh-oh, as we always do here, let me go into the chat. uh, so if you're out there in the chat, I believe all the chats are working except for the Facebook chat, and I don't really know how to access that in a way where I could get it on screen. As you could see, Rumble. I'm using Rumble Studio now. Rumble Studio has the running chat here. Please be careful what you say in the chat because we are on all 6 platforms. Please don't use offensive language. I might have to moderate those things. But as we always do, drink a little bit of whiskey, drinking the Redbreast 12 because, it's the week of red here. Going to go ahead and pour myself a little whiskey. Yeah, so please say hello in whatever chat you're watching this on, whatever platform you're watching this on, and I will give you a shout out and a toast. And as you can see in the chat, uh, we have Shut Up I Can Cook, who has already said hello and gave the hand wave. So down there it says, "Oh Lord, cheers and welcome, Shut Up I Can Cook." Always good having Cookie's perspective around here. She keeps us in line, ready to kick our butt if we need to. All right. How do I? Okay, there we go. All right. So let's get right into the news, and we are going to start off with a couple of Super Bowl related topics. They are not super sports related; they are culture related, but uh, slightly related to the Super Bowl. This one's from TMZ. 9-year-old fan's family sues Deadspin over face paint controversy. Now, we covered this a few months back. The last time the Chiefs played at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, this little boy painted his face black and red. Oh, look, we got Sanglan 86 over on Rumble. Cheers and welcome. It was good knowing you, Mild. What, you expect me to keel over or something? You don't think the Redbreast 12 is going to treat me well or something? Or do you think I'm going to get yeeted from all these platforms for letting you in the chat on screen? Anyway, so yeah, the parents of the 9-year-old boy uh, claimed that a Deadspin article accusing the young boy of wearing blackface to a Kansas City game earlier this year has made their lives a living hell. And now they're dragging the media outlet to court. The folks of Holden Armenta, Raul and Shannon Armenta, filed suit against the sports media company Deadspin in Delaware on Tuesday, alleging that Karen Phillips' story about Holden back in November was flat out defamatory. You'll recall Holden painted one side of his face black and the other side red in support of his favorite Chiefs team as they took on the Las Vegas Raiders on November 22nd. According to the suit, when cameras showed only the black side of Holden's noggin during the game's broadcast, Phillips took to his keyboard to demand the NFL take action against the child. The Armentas claim the article posted to Deadspin remarked on how face paint made it look like Holden had found a way to hate black people and Native Americans at the same time. Armentas had also said Phillips wrongfully implied that Holden may have been taught the alleged racism and hate at home. Wait, the kid's a Chiefs fan. Why is he taking pictures with Raiders cheerleaders? Yeah, I guess any guy will get around the boobs. Uh, my virus scan just popped up. Hang on, I gotta. Okay. Sorry about that, folks. In the suit, the Armentas said they asked Deadspin repeatedly to retract the story and issue a mea culpa, but they claim the outfit refused to back down. They say it's all caused emotional damage, alleging they've received death threats and numerous messages containing hateful language. They also said Raul's been forced to consider moving out of state while Holden's grades have been dropped in school. Oh, Holden's grades have dropped in school. The Armentas claim Holden, quote, has shown emotional damage from the onslaught of negative attention as well. They're now suing Deadspin for unspecified damage. Deadspin has not commented publicly on the lawsuit. So yeah, fuck you, Deadspin, and fuck you, Karen Holden or Karen. Wait, what was his name again? Yeah, or no, Holden was the kid. Karen Phillips. Yeah, Karen Phillips. My bad. I have a bad memory, especially when I'm drinking. Sorry, folks. Let's see. Okay, so let's go to this next Super Bowl related news story. We're not going to cover this too deeply, but um, recently in Las Vegas. Here, let me just do this real quick. Recently in Las Vegas. Oh. Okay, we got. Oh, look, we got Mr. Stir Fry in the chat. Welcome. He's asking, what did I click on? Cheers. My antivirus gave me a pop up that it needed to schedule a future scan or something. As I clicked off to get rid of it, I clicked in the internet window into the fucking search box on TMZ, and it's like, please enter a search query. So that's what happened there. Uh, okay, so but yeah, recently Las Vegas passed a new law telling people that they couldn't essentially linger and loiter on the walkways around Las Vegas. I don't know how many of you folks have been to Las Vegas, but they have a lot of, walkways, archways, weird sidewalks. I mean, the Las Vegas Strip is basically just thousands of people walking down the street most of the time. Um, and as such, excuse me, had a little bubble in my throat, had to get a little water. As such, uh, they do get solicitors and advertisers and scammers that like to hang out around the walkways and solicit people. Oh, hey, we got Demon's Wrath in the chat over on Rumble. Welcome. Cheers. Good seeing you. And so Vegas just passed this law that basically said you couldn't loiter on the walking bridges. Oh, hang on. Sorry about that. We was picking up some talking from other parts of the house. Okay, so as such, I found this next article somewhat interesting, knowing that new law was passed. So I just figured I'd cover it just for a moment. 1,000 Jehovah's Witnesses reach out to Super Bowl fans in Vegas. 1,000 Jehovah's Witnesses volunteer for Super Bowl. Okay, let's watch this video.
Of course, is the biggest sporting event of the
Bada.
year, but it's proven to be more than just that. The big game brings people in from all over the world to a new city every year and creates an opportunity for different organizations to get out into the community. Fox 5's Kim Passoff is also live tonight outside Allegiant with how one group is reaching out to a larger Super Bowl crowd. Kim.
Yeah, well, hundreds of thousands of football fans are coming to town for this Super Bowl. Thousands of other people are coming to reach out to those fans, like 6,000 members of the media that are credentialed for this event, as well
6,000
as
of the
people
media
who are all around
Yeah,
Allegiant Stadium, up
that's
and down
scarier
the
than
strip this
1,000
week,
Jehovah's
and at the
Witnesses.
welcome sign. 1,000 Jehovah's Witnesses taking their message to the streets.
Okay.
Standing next to what looks like lit up magazine racks, Michael Federico and his wife Tanya spend hours
So I don't understand. If they just passed that new law, how are they able to just prop up their displays along the strip?
on the strip tonight, just north of the Bellagio fountains, just after a rainstorm moved through.
We're pretty excited. We have a large group of volunteers. It's been our largest group of volunteers yet.
We wanted to really make a special effort of being able to share our message of hope and positivity.
Since pandemic restrictions lifted in 2022, Jehovah's Witnesses have had a small team of volunteers with these Bible carts on the strip. The Federicos are usually here once or twice a week. But this week, with so many fans in town, they are part of a team of 1,000 volunteers working at 50 different locations to greet them.
We get to meet people from all over the world, and they come and they chat with us, say hi to us, express their appreciation for what we're doing.
And that just warms our heart, makes us feel like what we're doing is really worth the effort.
They
Oh,
talk
dear
to
Lord, the
visitors
wind must be
coming
bad.
and going from daily Super Bowl events. The volunteers are here for 12 straight hours, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m.,
Jesus.
volunteering their time, telling people about what they do and why they do it.
Literally.
We're not going to chase them down. We're not going to try to force it down their throats, but let them just come on their own.
We get to express our love for our fellow man.
This is their Super Bowl
really?
2, a chance to reach out to an unprecedented number of people as the biggest game in American sports takes over Las Vegas.
Okay, and we're gonna go ahead and wrap that up. I'm not gonna listen to what this lady's saying here. Okay, so what would you do in the chat? What would you do with 1,000 people willing to spread your message at the Super Bowl? All right, so let me just pause right there for just a moment, because we are kind of testing out some Rumble Studio stuff here on the stream today. I will ask momentarily if anyone in the chat could just help me out and let me know how my audio is compared to my usual show. It's about the same. Let me know. Let me know if my audio is about the same as my normal show, because I know Rumble Studio don't have the same kind of filtering technology that that StreamYard has, but hopefully my setup is well enough. All right, shall we do it? Shall we get into the Joe Biden story? That's pretty much the big news. Okay, Demon's Wrath says he thinks it's the same. All right. All right, let's do this. Let's share this. Let's get into Joe Biden. So you may remember there was the big uproar over Donald Trump having having taken classified documents from the White House to Mar-a-Lago, and Mar-a-Lago getting raided and Donald Trump getting charged. And then several months later, they found classified documents in Joe Biden's private possession at his private homes. And so we have news this week that special counsel won't charge Joe Biden in classified documents probe despite evidence he willfully retained materials. Now, again, the subheadline has become the news about this since this story. Nobody really cares as much about the classified documents, but the fact that the special prosecutor has said a potential jury might see Biden as an elderly man with poor memory has become the bigger news story. And we're going to kind of follow up on this with a couple of other little tidbits here. Special counsel Robert Hur said he will not recommend charges against President Biden for his handling of classified documents while out of office, despite finding evidence that Biden willfully retained materials, capping a year-long investigation that loomed over the presidential election. He drew a bright line with the case against former Trump, who faces a criminal indictment of his own. I just mentioned all that. Nonetheless, throughout the report, Hur painted a dim picture on the president, one that his opponents immediately seized on as an elderly man with memory issues who could not remember when he finished his term as vice president or when his son Beau died. We conclude that no criminal charges are warranted in this matter, said Hur's report. We would conclude the same even if there was no policy against charging a sitting president. These materials included marked classified documents about the military and foreign policy in Afghanistan and notebooks containing Mr. Biden's handwritten entries about issues of national security and foreign policy implicating sensitive intelligence sources and methods, said the report. These materials were found in the garage, offices, and basement den of Mr. Biden's Wilmington, Delaware home, the report said. Ultimately, Hur's office felt that the evidence does not establish Mr. Biden's guilt beyond a reasonable doubt, and Hur believed that there were numerous reasons why a potential jury could find reasonable doubt at trial, notably that Biden could come across not only as sympathetic, but forgetful and not capable of the willfulness required to convict. Notably, Hur believed that at trial Biden could come across not only as sympathetic, but wait, that's the same. You just repeated yourself twice. Mr. Biden would likely present himself to a jury as he did in our interview of him as a sympathetic, well-meaning elderly man with a poor memory, the report said. It would be difficult to convince a jury that they should convict him, by then a former president well in his 80s, of a serious felony that requires a mental state of willingness. So he's literally too retarded to have committed the crime. Oh, hey. Sorry, Great Liquor. Great Liquor says I have great audio, and he says, "Oh, poo, I'm 2 minutes behind. Cheers and welcome." Sorry, I had my chat scrolled a little funny. Cheers and welcome. Thank you for the update on my audio. I really appreciate that, folks. The report stated that Mr. Biden's memory was significantly limited both during his recorded interviews with a ghostwriter and a interview with our office in 2023. Attorneys for Biden blasted the special counsel's characterization, and let's actually get into the response. Okay, so we'll go ahead and jump forward here instead of reading the rest of that article. I'm going to go ahead and bring this up. This is a video. This one's brought to you by The Guardian, but a lot of news outlets carried it. Let's watch this little 3-minute speech from our.
I've seen the headlines since the report was released about my willful retention.
Can you folks hear that? I want to make sure you folks can hear that, because the last time I used Rumble Studio, I was using it with a different browser and you could not hear the audio. So please give me an audio update while I go ahead and play this.
Of documents. These assertions are not only misleading, they're just plain wrong. On page 215, if you had a chance, I know it's a thick document. On page 215, the report of the special counsel found the exact opposite. Here's what he wrote. There is, in fact, a shortage of evidence that I willfully retained classified materials related to Afghanistan. On page 12, special counsel also wrote for another documents.
Thank you, Newman's
The decision to decline criminal charges was straightforward. The evidence suggests that Mr. Biden did not willfully retain these documents. The evidence said I did not willfully retain these documents. In addition, I know there's some attention paid to some language in the report about my recollection.
Okay, but we didn't read the document necessarily, but like the news is reporting that literally a special prosecutor said you did willfully do it. You were just forgetful Anyway, so here's the important part. Here's where he gets upset about this issue of the date of his son's death.
Of events. There's even reference that I don't remember when my son died. How in the hell dare he raise that? Frankly, when I was asked the question, I thought to myself, wasn't any of their damn business. Let me tell you something. Some of you have commented, I wear since the day he died, every single day, the rosary he got from Our Lady of every Memorial Day.
So wait a minute. So you're rebuking the idea that you're not forgetful, and yet you literally forgot the church that gave you the rosary when your son died. I remember the day he died, and yet in this speech so far, he's not given the date of his son's death and doesn't remember the church. It's like, we'll continue.
They hold a service remembering him, attended by friends and family and the people who loved him. I don't need anyone to remind me when he passed away or passed away. Simple truth is I sat for a 5-hour interview over 2 days of events going back 40 years. At the same time I was managing an international crisis, their task was to make a decision about whether to move forward with charges in this case. That's their decision to make. That's the council's decision to make. That's his job. And they decided not to move forward. For any extraneous commentary, they don't know what they're talking about. It has no place in this report. The bottom line is the matter is now closed. I'm going to continue what I've always focused on, my job of being President of the United States of America.
President Biden, something the special counsel said.
Okay, now hang on. So we got to stop right there. So obviously, again, the coming off sympathetic. Well, now he's come across a little sympathetic. He seems genuinely upset that someone would mention the death of his son. And I'm sure he loved his son, at least somewhat. Yeah, saying that Mr. Biden had no idea what a document was. Yeah, and we'll see more about this here. Check out this zinger here that he gives to Steve Doocy of Fox News. Check this shit out. This is funny.
President Biden, something the special counsel said in his report is that one of the reasons you were not charged is because, in his description, you are a well-meaning elderly man with a poor memory.
I'm well-meaning, and I'm an elderly man, and I know what the hell I'm doing. I've been president. I put this country back on its feet. I don't need his recommendation. It's totally
How bad is your memory, and can you continue as president?
How bad is your
My
memory?
memory is so bad, I let you speak. That's
My memory's so bad, I let you speak. Fox News. Holy crap. Shut Up I Can Cook doesn't want me to cuss. Okay, well, love you, Cookie, but you know what? Fuck it.
that's
Do you feel
what,
your memory has gotten worse, Mr.
No, no.
President?
my memory is not good. My memory is fine.
My memory's fine.
Take a look at what I've done since I become
Hang on,
president.
listen to this.
None of you thought I could pass any of the things I got passed. How'd that happen? I guess I just forgot what was going on.
Mr. President, for months when you were asked about your age, you would respond with the words, "Watch me." Many American people have been watching, and they have expressed concerns about your age.
That is your judgment. That is
This
your
according
judgment.
to public
That
vote.
is not
They
the
expressed
judgment of the
concerns-
press.
They expressed
Oh, okay. So there was a longer clip. I thought I had the longer clip. He goes on to talk about funding to Israel and Palestine, and he talks about Mexico as if Mexico is Palestine. It's fucking crazy. Anyway, so yeah, I don't have time to bring that up right now, but let's check this out from the New York Post. It's getting worse. It's getting worse, folks. Check this out. Hillary Clinton calls Joe Biden's age a legitimate issue. I think Hillary Clinton's face is a legitimate issue, but let's what's this MSNBC clip they have on here? Of course, now it won't play for some reason. Oh well. They're probably going to have the same shit here. Former First Lady Hillary Clinton says she believes President Biden's age is a legitimate campaign issue, even as the commander-in-chief is under fire for a damning council report accusing him of being senile. It never said senile, I don't think. I talk to people in the White House all the time, and they know it's an issue. But as I like to say, look, it's a legitimate issue, Clinton told MSNBC's Alex Wagner. Okay, let's try to get this to work. Oh, here we go.
He's gained through all of this. I mean, do you
all
have
of the above? All of the above. I mean, I talk to people in the White House all the time, and they know it's an issue. But as I like to say, look, it's a legitimate issue. It's a legitimate issue for Trump, who's only 3 years younger, right? So it's an issue. Once you say that, then you have to also talk about what's at stake in the election. And I'm for Joe Biden for re-election on the merits, because I think he's done a really good job as president.
Okay, so there's that. Okay, oh yeah, I don't need to know about a peeping Tom owl. What the fuck? Oh, New York Post, your next up is always manages to make me chuckle. An NBC News poll found that 76% of respondents said they're concerned Biden, 81, is not mentally fit for a second term. And then the report says he's too senile to be prosecuted over his wrongful retention of documents. It also said that he did not remember when he was vice president or when his son died. Biden, however, lashed out at the description of his mental acuity as rapidly arranged press conference later Thursday, insisting my memory's fine. I know what the hell I'm doing. And here we go. He did mistakenly refer to the Egyptian president Abdel Fattah el-Sisi as the president of Mexico. Okay, so he's talking about Egypt. Instead, I said Palestine. My bad. As the president of Mexico while speaking to reporters during the gathering. Clinton said that age might be an issue. It's more important that voters elect the best candidate, and that she's all in on Biden. Well, yeah, because she. Oh, wait a minute. Cookie's telling me to take a sip. Okay, I'll take a sip. Cheers. Cheers to Donald Trump beating this old man in the election. Okay, let's bring that down. All right, let's do this, folks. We have. Yeah, what did I do with that other story? I had another story and it's gone. Let me pull this up real quick. News. Find a good news source here. Fuck it, People Magazine. Wait, that ain't it. That ain't it. That's a totally different news story from last year. Come on. Okay, fuck it. India Today. We're going to have to go to India Today for this story. Oh, my Lord. So, folks, there've been a lot of talk about airplane safety. This isn't going to be another diversity hiring story. This is going to be about why two reasons I'm terrified of air travel. I've done quite a bit of it, but I still hate it. But check this out. German man dies mid-air after coughing up liters of blood. Co-flyer recounts horror. The 63-year-old man started coughing blood, and then blood gushed from his mouth and nose before he died, said passengers who were left traumatized by the tragic incident. The German man died aboard a Lufthansa flight from Thailand to Germany. Careful what you contract in Thailand, folks. On Thursday, after coughing up liters of blood, reported news outlet Blick. A passenger who was on the same flight said blood started spilling out from the man's mouth and nose, and some of it splattered on the walls of the plane. The man, who has not been identified, boarded the flight from Bangkok looking visibly sick with cold sweats and breathing way too quickly. Karen Missfelder, a passenger who was sitting directly behind the man said. Miss Fielder said the man's wife at first said he wasn't feeling well as they had a rush to catch the flight. However, after observing the man for some time, Miss Fielder, who is a nursing specialist in Zurich, decided to alert a flight attendant and requested a doctor. A young Polish man answered the call, but he only asked the ailing man how he was feeling, felt his pulse, and then indicated that he was fine, Miss Fielder told Blick. Oh, crap, folks. Oh, Seglin says the BBC Pigeon News, it must be done. Yeah, I probably should have tried to find it on there. And then Stir Fry says the passengers got 9 francs in compensation. I'm hoping, yeah. I think I did hear that in the other article I was reading. It was soon after this that a gush of blood came out of his nose and mouth, which splattered the walls. It was absolute horror. Everyone was screaming, Martin said. Flight attendants performed CPR on the man for about a half an hour, but he couldn't be saved. It was dead quiet on board when the captain announced the man's death. The flight then headed back to Thailand. As per the New York Post, flight data show it left Bangkok at 11:50 p.m. on Thursday and landed back in Thailand at 8:28 a.m. on Friday. Could you imagine being on a plane for 8.5 hours just to wind up right back where you started and a dead man on your plane? This is terrifying to me. A Lusania spokesperson confirmed the incident and said the passenger died despite having administered immediate and comprehensive first aid by the crew and a doctor. Our thoughts are with the relatives and the deceased passenger. We also regret the inconvenience caused to the passengers of this flight. A passenger said they had to wait 2 hours in Thailand without any guidance from Lusania before they were finally booked on another flight bound for Germany. Wow. Amazing. So I try to stay out of the sky, folks. Oh. Cookie says, or the wife did it. Double yikes. Nice. Stay out of the sky, folks, because here's another one. Audio captures the moment small plane loses both engine before crashing into Florida highway, killing 2.
Turn right heading 270, clear for takeoff, traffic 3 mile final, Challenger jet.
Western 574. Okay, Challenger, Hoppajet 823, lost both engines, emergency. I'm making an emergency landing.
Service, got the emergency, clear to land runway 23, is that Hoppajet 823?
We're clear to land, but we're not going to make the runway. We've lost both engines.
Wow. The guy literally knew he was going to die in that moment. Wow. Chilling audio captured the final moments when a small plane lost both engines and crashed onto a busy Florida highway near a wealthy Naples enclave, killing 2 people aboard the aircraft. A Hoppajet 823 lost both engines emergency. The pilot of the Bombardier Challenger 600 jet relayed to the nearby control tower, making an emergency. You've already heard all that. The aircraft carrying 5 people on board had taken off from Ohio State University Airport in Columbus just after 1 p.m. Friday and was bound for Naples Airport when it reported the engine failure. The airport told WBBH. As the aircraft fell short of its destination, the pilot seemingly made one last-ditch effort to land the plane on the highway but crashed around 3:15 p.m. The private jet struck a car as it landed on Interstate 75 near mile marker 107, approximately 5 miles away from the airport. Wow, look at that. Oh, hey, we got happy face emoji over on Twitch in the chat. Welcome and cheers. Wow, good seeing people out here. Reaching people on all 6 platforms today. It says we have 2 viewers even on locals, but, we'll see. 2 fatalities have been confirmed according to the Collier County Sheriff's Office. The plane's wing had clipped the vehicle and dragged it in front of another car before veering on the shoulder and hitting a concrete wall. It's seconds that separated us from the car in front of us, witness said. The wing pulverized this one car. The plane was over our head by inches. It took a hard right and skid across the highway. Wow. Walker said the terrifying experience resembled a dramatic movie scene. One moment here. I thought this link would contain a video. Check this.
Bro.
Okay, I'm going to mute that because of the music and the bro. Wow, we've got, yeah, that's just crazy, man. That's just crazy. All right. So there's that. So yeah, be careful going. Air travel, it may look fun and it's very routine. It is very safe. It's safer than driving a car in many cases, but quite frankly, it's still terrifying. I mean, you can't just crash forward. You could also crash down, you know? Cars at least have gravity on their side. Anyway, so I hate to do this. So let's get into shitty women behavior. Or okay, actually, before we do this, let me do this. Here's a YouTube short that I decided I wanted to bring this up here. I wish there's a way I could do this in full screen, or at least trim it down so you're not seeing my. Hang on. Let's see if I could bring this up in incognito window. Because yeah, I don't want to do that. Sorry, folks. Getting to see a little behind the scenes sausage while I boomer things up. Okay, but how? Okay, copy, paste it in an incognito window, and then maybe it won't have all my. Okay. Okay, here we go. This'll work. This'll work. Now, can I bring this up? Yeah, there we go. I got it to work in incognito mode. Okay, so this is a YouTube short. Hopefully the audio works. If it doesn't work, let me know and I'll bite the bullet. Okay, so let's listen to what this chick has to say. What it's like to be a billionaire. Now, you know me, I like these interesting videos where people talk about money and talk about how much things cost, and I like to rip them apart. But this lady brings up a good point. Have you ever really thought about what it would be like to be an Elon Musk, a Jeff Bezos, a Bill Gates? What it would be like to have that kind of money? What kind of things you could do to just move society in directions you would want them to move in? Well, this lady found an interesting website and started playing with it.
You guys need to watch this bullshit. Bill fucking Gates is worth $105 billion US.
Again,
There's
this
this website called
2019.
Spend Bill Gates' Money, and it says he only has a measly $90 billion, but I guess it'll work for the point I'm trying to make. So there's 32 teams in the NFL, right? You can buy NFL teams on here for $2.3 billion. What the fuck, bro? He can literally own the NFL and still be a multi-billionaire. Let's just say fuck it. And he can also buy the Mona Lisa and a cruise ship without really making a dent, a rocket, a mansion, a skyscraper. Why the fuck would he need to buy a Super Bowl ad if he owns the NFL? Do it anyway because you're rich as fuck and it doesn't make a dent. This man can buy 100 Ferraris and 100 Lamborghinis like it's nothing. 999 Rolexes? Sure. And then there's me telling myself not to buy food on my lunch break at work so I can save some money.
Okay, so yeah, the little socialist message at the end is kind of bullshit, but yeah, apparently, yeah, that video is like 5 years old or whatever, but I found it rather interesting when I stumbled upon it earlier, so I figured you guys would be interested in seeing. Yeah, when they talk about people with that kind of money, with the Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, Bill Gates kind of money, and mind you, these are just the wealthy. Then above them, you have the fucking bankers, your Rothschilds, your Rockefellers, your Soroses, your BlackRock. Ladies and gentlemen, those people kind of have the wealth to literally just change reality. So if you think your reality is shitty, understand they've got a finger on that. And the best thing you could do is to try to remove yourself from underneath the fingers of those people. Okay, let's go over to Twitter. This is from @WildPatriot on Twitter. This is @Serena Harrington on TikTok. And this woman has something to say about men and women.
If a man says that his ex-girlfriend is crazy.
Okay. oh, I don't know where to go. Where do I start? Where do I start, folks? Yes, if a man says his ex-girlfriend is crazy. Look, there's definitely something to be said for how often men say women are crazy and vice versa. How often women say men are violent and vice versa. But let's be honest. This woman, right? What's up with the punching of the fist? What is up with it? I gotta make a point. I can only do it. You know, like I'm so aggro that I can. She's obviously talking about a specific man or group of men. She's probably been called crazy by so many men that she's like, no, it's not me. It's the toxic ones. You know, it's like the whole Principal Skinner meme. It's not us. It's the men who are crazy. But come on, what's up with the punching of the fist? What's up with the aggression, lady? Have you tried being a soft, feminine person?
He's a problem. He's a problem. And if he doesn't have valid proof to back it up, leave. Leave.
Yep, she's got tattoos on her hands.
I promise you, every time.
Cheers, Cookie.
He did something to her.
He did something to her. Well, yeah. Yeah. He figured out she was fucking nuts and bounced. Okay, so this next one here was shared by Jeremy Hambley over at the Quartering on Twitter. And he kind of ends this video with a promo for his own show. Look, I love the Quartering. Go check out the Quartering. I'm going to cut it off before we get to his branding stuff, though. But it is important for us to listen to what this lady has to say.
Why do I have to work? Why do I...
What is this? What? It's another one. It's another angry, crazy woman punching her own fist while venting at a camera by herself. Is this a new meta? Is this a new meta? Is there a new meta for internet women to just punch their faces while ranting at a camera? I mean, this is so frustrated incel dude 2002 YouTube. Only now it's women by themselves on TikTok punching their fists out of anger. But oh well. What's she got to say?
Why do I have to work?
Because you're... Okay, let's... I mean, you don't. You could always show those sweater mittens on OnlyFans. I mean, that's a possibility. But, you know, it's the basic human instinct of acquiring resources to keep yourself alive. And while definitely we don't all have Bill Gates' money, as we saw in the earlier clip, and just have endless access to the resources we need at the swipe of a pen. A lot of us have to do things to acquire those resources. I mean, we came from hunter-gatherer civilizations that had to go out on days-long hunts to bring back enough food for their tribe. But women wouldn't understand that, at least not the modern woman. Most modern women know absolutely nothing about hunting. I mean, there's definitely a small community of survival type women out there who I immensely respect. Yeah, stir fry. Okay, yeah. The Demon's Wrath. Don't complain, Mild. The more they're ranting in cars, the less they're driving on the road. Yes, okay. But let's be honest. Look at your coat. Look at your jewelry. You you could try selling some of this shit. You could try maybe not wearing as much makeup, not spending money on makeup. You might not have to work as much. Oh, the real question is why haven't I found a professional sports player or rich lawyer, businessman, or hedge fund investor to bankroll the luxurious lifestyle I really want? So why do I have to work? Well, why do you have to work is because you have standards and tastes and, you know, survival.
Why? I hate it. I hate working. It doesn't matter what I do. It does not matter what I do. I could love my job to death. I will not want to come into work. I don't want to go to work.
Okay, OnlyFans. OnlyFans. Look, you're an attractive woman. I'm not gonna lie. Like I wouldn't pay, but I would, I wouldn't mind seeing pictures of this. I wouldn't turn them off. I wouldn't puke at them. I wouldn't throw them away. But hey, yeah, there you go. You don't want to work? Spread them cheeks, woman.
There are so many other things I can be doing with my life than working. I say it all the time. It doesn't matter what I do. Like, I can be doing so many other things. Like, I could be going for it's 27 degrees out. I will still go for a walk.
Okay. Now we get into the Jeremy Hamley stuff. So who was the quote from? Hang on. Do what you love, and you'll never work a day. Who was that quote from? Mark Twain. Yeah, Mark Twain. That's what I thought. I didn't want to misquote it. Shut Up, I Can Cook has a good point. Mild, she, as most women, want to be married and a housewife. Yeah, but this is the problem. This is the double-edged sword of modern day feminism, modern day society, etc. It's you want to be a stay-at-home wife. You just don't want to actually be a wife to a husband or actually be subservient to someone else who is bringing home the bread. You don't want to have to cave to the decisions they make for the household. You want to be the alpha, but you also want to be taken care of. And unfortunately, and I don't mean you, Cookie. I mean like that woman in that clip. She obviously, the again with the fist hitting, she's showing alpha behavior. She's showing I want my way, right? And when you're willing to do that by yourself in a car, she's definitely like that in her relationships with men. Okay, one last little slice of life article before we get into the Love Does Admonish segment. And it's going to be a good one today, folks. Stay tuned. The Love Does Admonish is going to be good. I actually snatched their newest. I never snatched their newest one. I let it kind of cook for a while. I go find older stuff. I saw the newest Love Don't Judge, and I fucking had to have it. I fucking had to have it. We have to cover it today. So heads up. In the meantime, we're going to cover this last slice of life article because I think there may be some social relevance to it. Female stingray at a North Carolina aquarium becomes pregnant without a male mate. But how? One North Carolina aquarium is looking to solve a mystery of a female stingray's solo pregnancy that has sparked confusion. The aquarium in Shark Lab by Team Echo is located in Hendersonville, 103 miles west of Charlotte. Staff there say the female stingray is expecting pups, but there's one problem. The aquarium has no male stingrays. How could the female stingray become pregnant without a male mate? There are two possible explanations. The first one, a rare virgin birth. All hail Jesus Stingray. All hail the Jesus Stingray. Okay, so I guess we've had a couple baby sharks asexually reproduce before. There's a link there, but they go on to say research has shown that animals, especially stingrays, have the ability to asexually reproduce when there's a lack of reproduction in the species. Parthenogenesis is asexual reproduction by an organism in which a female produces an embryo without a male present to fertilize the egg. This means the offspring are typically all female, and this occurs in a situation when there's no male present. It's a survival mechanism that allows for preservation of species. And then here we go. Female stingray could have been impregnated by a male shark. The Hendersonville Aquarium tells Fox Carolina they were afraid their female stingray named Charlotte had cancer when she began to swell. In order to confirm or deny their suspicions, an ultrasound was conducted. The results revealed multiple growths within her body, later proven to be eggs. The aquarium found bite marks that are a common sign left on mating sharks. In July 2023, 2 young white spot bamboo sharks were moved into Charlotte's tank. We definitely have definitive video of most current ultrasounds showing 2, if not 3 pups. DNA will need to be done after the pup's birth unless we have visual cues about a mixed breed. Charlotte is expecting to give birth soon. The aquarium confirms. OMG. So again, this is a cute story about a stingray at an aquarium in Charlotte, but can we just talk for just a minute about the social implications here? They said they don't know how she got pregnant. So how many women out there? Look, I don't know how I got pregnant. I don't know who father must be this father or whatever, you know. And turns out, she's got hickeys, man. She's got the bite marks. She's got the shark mating marks, right? Seglet 86 says the shark ray will kill us all. Up next on Sci-Fi. Fuck yeah. I mean, yeah, when you don't have dick, you might get some strange dick, right? You might go for some guys you wouldn't normally go for. That may be what happened here. But you know what's going to happen, right? The gender crazy community in America are going to use this story as a look. We don't need men to reproduce. We who cares about gender? Gender isn't a thing. Sex isn't an important thing because you can just reproduce with one woman by herself. The gender crazies will use this to hate on biological science. Well, you guys ready to do it? Let's do it. Let's see. Damn it. I was trying to bring up this takes too long. Here we go. Bring this up. Wow, man, why did they put it there? Okay, hang on. Let me change this real quick. Let me move it to the other side of the screen because it's right under the chat. Yeah, I didn't want to do that. Yeah, love does admonish. Okay, let's do the love does admonish segment. Start screen share. Here we go. Getting down and dirty in public gives us a thrill. Love don't judge.
This is Kaylee. She fell in love with Cody.
People judge our relationship because we get down and dirty in public.
Okay. The fucking whitest people on earth I'm already loving this. And they're not fugly. They're not mutants. They're not missing arms, legs. They're not fucking their friends. They just want to fuck in public. But let's see if we should judge them. So if you're not familiar with the Love Does Admonish segment, I give this spiel every week. Don't worry about it. We love to find this channel, Love Don't Judge, people who have received criticism for their unique relationships and don't want to be judged for it. And we look at these people and the way they try to man and woman splain their behavior away and determine whether or not they are, in fact, deserving of admonishment. So this is the Love Does Admonish. Wait, what? Good job, Camelot. What? Not sure what Sanglant means by that, but I did notice, yeah, Camelot 331 over on YouTube and Rumble and all them channels. I did notice that congratulations to him for getting a sponsor for his ARCA car. He's going to be racing in a car with Ethan Van Sciver's Cyberfrog branding on it. That's pretty awesome. Anyway, so let's continue to hear from these white folks about their kinky behavior.
Dirty. The first night we met, we actually did the outside in public. Fingers crossed, we've never gotten in trouble.
We've never gotten in trouble.
But we could go to jail.
When the couple first met, Kaylee was already a big name in the adult industry. And it wasn't long before...
Okay, so she's already a hoe. All right, got
before
it.
Cody joined her, broadcasting their escapades to an audience online.
I've received a little bit of judgment from my family side. My sister Nina's coming over, and she has some strong opinions about our relationship. I know she won't hold back at all.
What made you think that it was a good idea to drag him into this?
We got this map.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So let's show you where we've done it. Let's see, in the states alone, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Oh, they
16.
keep a fucking map?
Not bad. Europe?
One of my favorites was Italy.
We had a lot of fun in Italy. Then we actually popped straight up to Germany from there. Germany's a little stricter.
Yeah,
on
they
the
got a
rules,
little more
so-
rules going on.
Yeah.
Austria?
But you did it anyway.
We did.
And Austria?
We popped over to France. That was very pretty.
So we started doing this like 2 months into us dating.
Yeah, so it's been about 8 months to a year close to of us checking off places on the map.
Yeah, we started in Mexico and then we started working our way.
We're going to way
across
around
the
from
world.
there.
We love traveling, so it's nice because we get to see beautiful places.
Okay, but so a few of those photos they just showed seemed to be pretty rural places, like just out in the fucking woods, out in the fucking desert, out in the middle of nowhere. Okay. And look, it seems they got this guy's unfolding a camper tent off the side of a truck. Is this really what this is going to be? We're backpackers that fucking just travel all over the fucking place and we find random places fucking way off the highway to fuck.
Places and then make love in beautiful.
That's the thing. We get a
Now, this is
beautiful
a
view
parking
and get
lot.
to make love. So
That was a
it
parking
works
lot.
out
Like, why
perfect.
wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't we?
I'm curious.
The first night we met, we
Yeah.
actually immediately did the outside in public.
I didn't even know her
In
name
public.
really the first
Well,
time.
what's
and then
public?
We were doing it in front of all our friends.
Define these words. Wait, doing it in front of the friends. Hang on, I gotta go back a couple seconds.
Outside in public.
I didn't even know her name really the first time, and then we were doing it in front of all our friends. The first
What?
time I met Kaylee,
In front of your
I was
friends.
in a local bar, and my buddy was like, "Man, my wife's got this friend coming in. She's so hot. You got to meet this girl."
And then my friend, who is the wife, was saying the same thing about him. Like, you gotta meet Cody, he's so hot.
So I go over and say hi to them, and they're like, "Hey, you want to come out when you get off and come have drinks with us?"
The best sexual energy is to meet a chick through your friends. Now, granted, my partner, we actually met online and we have amazing sexual chemistry too, but man, many of my partners I've met through friends, I've met at parties. Awesome stuff. Awesome chemistry can happen in those situations.
Of course, I say yes.
He was being really, really shy, wasn't making any moves. So I took him to the bar and I just started making out with him because I was like, we gotta speed this up.
There you go.
Taking too long. I kissed him first, but the in public situation,
Was me.
he started.
That was all me.
We ended up going
What'd
to
you do?
an after party with our friends
party.
and these random men, and we went to their apartment.
I'm like, let's go to the patio. Be a little more private out there. So we go out.
A little
I'd
more
say
private?
5 minutes in, sitting out there, we're getting intimate, and I think maybe 30 minutes have gone by and our friends are like, where'd those guys go? So they come and search for us on the patio. And there we are on the patio.
So everyone sees us.
Everyone sees us
Getting down and dirty.
Getting down and dirty on the patio. Best night ever. I think I like the risk of it. The adrenaline of having like the potential of getting caught.
Okay, but I have questions. Was this an apartment building? What patio? Is this someone's house? Did they have a privacy fence? Why did you feel comfortable banging some rando on a patio?
I like the risk of getting caught, but I don't want to get caught. If that makes sense.
100%. I'm the same way.
That's
like
the most
thrill of
retarded
knowing
thing
you could
you've
get
said
caught
so far.
is what makes me excited.
We've been caught before,
Yeah, there's been a few times. I've received a little bit of judgment from my family side. I told my sister the whole story of the night we first met. And I think she had thought that was kind of the gist of it. Like that's where it would end and that's where it would be done. And then as it kind of developed into more, I was telling her I love her. I told her it was getting serious. My sister had some reservation. She's like, you sure this isn't just like, lust or because of what she does? Like you're having such a good time.
Yeah. I actually started adult content before I met Cody. And I was kind of hoping.
Okay. Yeah, this part. This is the part here. Like you meet this guy is living the temporary I dated a stripper back in the 80s, right? This guy's living the modern day version of that. Like I dated a hoe and I'm infatuated with her, but mark my words, within 10 years the fun's going to, within 5 years the fun's going to fade. The sexiness is going to fade. The we're doing something naughty novelty is going to fade from this relationship, and they're going to be forced to deal with each other's actual fucking personalities. And they might have decent personalities, but you never know who you've fallen in love with until you really, really know who you've fallen in love with. And when everything's exciting and you have all this new relationship energy and all this chemistry and all this sexual tension that you're spending all your time just naked. It's an amazing feeling, but it's not forever lasting. And one of the things I kind of give Nick Rekieta shit about some of his conversations about monogamy and his infatuation with his wife, but he does talk about an important point in that you have to like rediscover all the reasons why you love someone to make it last, and you do have to continuously find your attraction. And I'm not saying that like your attraction fades and you don't really love that person anymore. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that to some degree a long lasting love will take many forms and many different emotions that you're going to have. And this is not a good way to start a relationship.
That he would want to start doing it, and I wanted to ask him, but I didn't know how you would ask that because it's kind of
it's tough to ask.
a weird question.
Yeah, I went to her and I was like, hey, what would you think about us doing this together? Is that something you want to do? And she's like, thank you, I've been waiting. I was like, why didn't you say something? I would have done this 2 months ago. We would have been
like, thank God.
My parents, I have not actually told them what I do.
Yeah, any guy would have done this 2 months ago.
I'll probably never say that to my mother. I don't think. I think the best part is Kaylee is a partner.
Okay, again, if you won't say it to your mother, then you can't be that proud of it, and you deserve to be judged for it. This is the love does admonish. If your mother would admonish you, then admonish yourself.
Every facet of what I do.
It's nice because we get to work together. I love it.
Yeah, some people might want to get away from each other. We are the opposite. We get some hate online. We definitely get some aggressive comments. Just because people they're brave behind the computer, so they'll say what they really want to say.
I think one of our most negative comments was this one at the Grand Canyon, which was actually our favorite. You one lucky man. Congratulations on finding a woman like this. ... So boring. Get a life. Who cares? We get that one. This one said, can't wait for the uninvited grizzly bear to join, hinting that they would like a bear to eat us.
Come and attack us. And
that's pretty mean.
It's pretty dark, yeah.
For me, I probably get
Okay,
more.
hang on. Wait. Let me go back a second here. Oh. I'm confused. Is that her bra sticking out? That can't be her nipple way the fuck up there, right? Right there? Like, it looks like she's wearing a bra, but then it looks like her nipples are poking through like 4 different places on her shirt.
Than Cody, just being a female. He kind of gets high fives.
Yeah, I get a lot of,
Yeah, look at that.
You're a lucky dude.
See that?
Way to go, bro.
Like, congrats.
Living the dream.
Wish I could
What is
do
that?
that.
And everyone's like,
Is that the top of her bra?
Yeah.
Kaylee's parents.
She have a bra that goes
So
under her
proud, like,
nipples?
she doesn't
This
have
is confusing.
father, like those kind of comments.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, we do it together.
We're both in the video together.
I know Cody because he is my.
We're in the video together. Yeah, you're in the video together for millions of people on the internet. And yeah, you're at the Grand Canyon, and the Grand Canyon definitely has some places that's out of the way, out of view of most people, and you can probably get away with some of this stuff, pretty audience free, so to speak, even though you're posting it to an audience of, potentially thousands on the internet. But ultimately, you're voyeurs. You're voyeurs. Just admit that you're voyeurs, and you get off on the idea that someone could see you and someone could watch and get turned on by your naked body. That's what you're really getting off on. That's the thrill here. Voyeurism. It's as old as time.
My brother, my little brother, one of the youngest, Cody introduced Kaylee that he was going out with this top adult model. So I got on Instagram and did some deep diving on her. I was like, excuse me, what? Like, we were all kind of raised a little more on the religious side. So yeah, probably
religious.
Disgusted. Maybe a little bit
Sister, don't
ashamed,
improve.
embarrassed for him.
Don't
Never
improve.
thought it would turn into a long-term relationship because he's so sweet and sensitive. So Kaylee, how did you get into this adult content world of yours?
Well, I started first just modeling, like fashion modeling. And then I got introduced to the adult content during COVID. And then
Introduced by who and what? How do you go from, hey, this is a nice blouse, it looks fine, to, oh, this person should see my vagina? How do you go from fashion to your vagina? I mean, granted, thousands of women do it. I don't know how many users there are on, how many content creators there are on OnlyFans. I don't have an OnlyFans, but I mean, obviously, this is a problem. How do you go from, hey, look at these shoes, to, hey, look at my tits? You don't just get introduced. It's not just an introduction. It's a decision you made to cross a boundary. Period. It's a decision you made to cross a boundary. I'm going to show my naked body to strangers on the internet, period. And at the time, you didn't have this partner. You're like, hey, I'm just going to make You're lucky you found a guy who didn't judge you for that. Now, granted, he's probably just a horny simp that is just glad he gets to see your tits, but we'll see.
And I just started doing it, and I thought, why not?
You just ran with it? Like,
Yeah, I just ran with it.
Dared it all.
Yeah, and
And then you
Oh yeah, thank you for the correction
into
saying like
Cody.
exhibitionist if you're
what
the one
made you think that it
exposing
was a
yourself.
good idea to drag him into this? Because he is a very different person, very sensitive.
actually, I never brought it up.
Yeah, it was
He's
actually
very
my idea.
sensitive.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I'm probably turning red.
I never brought it up. I was just
Okay, but you're making this out like this is a big deal. Like I'm not the one who brought it up, but no, you're still the slutty one, right? He was reserved, but maybe caught himself like beaten off to the thought of doing it because he knows you're the type who would go for it, right? Guys don't pull their kinky card out with girls they don't think will be susceptible. A lot of guys, they don't like the rejection, period. And so this idea that a guy's going to ask a girl to do that kinky thing he's been thinking about in the back of his mind, this dirty, and he knows they're going to say no, he's not going to bring it up. He brought it up to you because he knew you would say yes. It doesn't matter who brought it up. You're like, hey, it wasn't me. He. No, but you're the hoe who would say yes. or he wouldn't have brought it up.
Just continuing to do my own thing, and we were dating for probably like 2 months.
It'd been like 2 months, and
And
I
he
moved
brought
out
it
to
up.
LA.
2 months into dating? Wait, you didn't tell us till like not very long ago.
Well, yeah.
You're gonna have to process that. What?
Yeah, because you don't tell your family, hey, look, me and my girlfriend are having sex on cam. You don't just tell your family that shit. Not after 2 months.
Was it just out of the Kaylee was like sucking you in? This was your own. I mean,
No, it was
as much as I have my reservations, I'm kind of proud of you for getting out of your box a little bit. What about when you have kids?
Wait, what?
Yeah, that's a tough question that we've kind of addressed amongst each other.
We've
And
talked about it a couple times.
It's something that like
and-
we feel like our kids will eventually find it, and then we'll have a conversation of like, how we approached it, and we knew it would be out there forever.
Oh, hey,
And
look,
that's
we
the
got
risk that
a
we knew we were taking when we did it.
we got a friend in the chat. Cheers to Talk with Sally. Last little bit of my whiskey here. I might have to pour some more if anyone else shows up. Cheers and welcome to Talk with Sally. Awesome on the on her what do you call it, the stream, this conspiracy streams that she's been doing, the Follow the Cabal. Good stuff. All right, back to these perverts.
Is all I want truly is the best for you, whether you're exposing yourself or not. Like if you're working at the bar, no matter what, that's ultimately what I know myself and our entire family wants. And, we will do everything we can to support you guys through that and the hard times,
I would say to anyone that judges us, take the time to get to know us, who we really are, not just kind of what you might have conceived based off one thing.
Okay, well, here's the thing. Before you put this video out, you showed us your dick and tits. So you're like, before you judge us, get to know us. Well, we're not getting to know you. We're getting to know the visual representation of your sexuality first.
Yeah, we do. We're just doing our thing. If you don't want to know about it, don't know about it.
Yeah.
We've started discussing having kids in a couple of years and
Babies.
having babies. And
Okay, but you
Getting
never
married
answered
next
the what about
summer.
your kids?
And then in terms of our work life, I think we're going to try to
they
do
got
this as long as we
engaged.
can, as long as we still enjoy doing it. And then from there, we're going to work on our next venture after that.
Hopefully our kids like to travel.
Yeah. Why does our relationship work?
no.
I've never met someone that
no.
I feel is me in another form. Like my humor, she loves it. She right back at me with some stupid comment or a joke. And
He's just so kind.
Hopefully our kids like to travel. Don't tell me you're going to do this with your fucking kids around. This is gross. That's really gross. And look, he's got a cross tattooed behind his ear. Come on.
And such a
What would
gentleman,
Jesus
and
do?
He always thinks about me first. Are you correct? He's never put himself before me.
So for me, this is the point in the relationship where you start talking about shutting down your OnlyFans, cashing out, taking all the money you've made, putting it into a house, and having babies and just trying to fucking erase that internet part of your life quietly so nobody runs and fucking downloads every video you've ever done to show your kids later. Oh, Lord. Okay, so there we go. There we go. And as with all of the Love Don't Judge, I have more questions than answers at the end of it. Look, again, are you doing it on crowded city streets? Right? Are you doing it in the parking lot of the club in the middle of a downtown area? It doesn't seem like you do. You kind of had some weird allusions to a parking lot. I don't know where that parking lot was or why, but you showed a lot of things like the Grand Canyon and a desert and a forest. Like, okay, if you're doing it in secluded, weird areas, sure. I wouldn't call that public. I mean, it may be public, but it's outdoors. It's not public. But if you're doing it in parking lots and at bars, and come on. You're visually attractive people, so like at least people aren't disgusted by it. But come on, it's fucking degenerate, At least make sure it's nowhere that children would be. Well, that's the show for today, folks. And as always, if you could take just a moment, if you're on one of the platforms that have a like button or a follow button, please click those. If you're new here, appreciate you stopping by. If you're new here, definitely down in the description should be links. Should be, again, I don't know. I have to make sure that the description info populated everywhere it was supposed to populate. But I'm on Rumble, X, YouTube, Facebook, Locals, and Twitch right now. We're on all 6 platforms. So please go find a second video. I don't think I have a whole lot on Twitch, but please find a second video on any of those other platforms. It really helps with algorithms on all those platforms. If you're new here, to watch a second video, yeah, click the thumbs up. Let's see what else is there. I don't know. I always have a brain fart at this point in the show. Talk with Sally says, "Damn, I forgot you start at 5 my time." Yeah, 6 o'clock Central, 5 Mountain, every Wednesday and Saturday. But you know what? I will say, don't feel any pressure to try to show up live and chat in the chat. I love it when people do show up and chat live. It definitely makes for more interactivity, makes for more dialogue, more discussion, more content for the show. Love you folks. I love you folks showing up. Oh, Talk with Sally says she's going to be doing a stream making green smoothies at 7 p.m. Mountain. So I guess that's an hour away, maybe little less than an hour away. I'm assuming. All right. So yeah, check out Talk with Sally. Anyway, had a brain fart. Anyway, go Kansas City Chiefs. As you can see, I redecorated the studio today for the Super Bowl. Hopefully the Kansas City Chiefs can pull out a win on the San Francisco 49ers. Going to be cheering that on. And yeah, I'll see you this Wednesday, 6 p.m. Central, right here, same time, same place, same channel, on all 6 of these platforms. I'm going to be continuing to try this Rumble Studio stuff until I get, super frustrated with it. I might try, just as a technical note, I might try sometime in the next couple of days. I might try to play a little bit with OBS Virtual Cam to see if I can't maybe incorporate some other stuff into the functionality of this stream here. One thing I've also been trying to do occasionally, there is a mild gaming channel now on Rumble. I don't really advertise it anywhere but my X. So you could also check me out on X. If you follow me on X, then once in a blue moon, I've been trying to stream a little bit of me playing Hitman. It's kind of an interesting game. I don't really like doing gaming streams. I like this sort of cultural conversation and political conversation, but I've been kind of using it as ways to test some of these streaming platforms and software and some of my equipment, kind of have a stream without it being related to my main show here. So keep your eye out. Those streams may be popping up, but if I don't see you then I'll see you Wednesday, 6 p.m. Central, right here, same bad time, same bad channel. Take care of yourselves. Take care of one another. Outlast the haters. Don't get any on you. And if you do, talk with Sally. I'm sorry. I thought I gave a lot of people an update you may not have heard. Is Rumble playing audio now? The problem I was having with Rumble was with Brave Browser. Brave Browser was not compatible with audio share. So I'm now using what's that? Google Chrome. Google Chrome, Rumble Studio works just fine with Google Chrome. So that was my bad, my problem. I'm sure other people were equally frustrated, but yeah, Rumble, Google Chrome definitely works with Rumble Studio to use audio. Yeah, I don't know why Brave Browser wasn't working. Maybe there's a setting in there somewhere that I could change to get it working with Brave Browser. But as for now, I'm just gonna, when I go live, I'm gonna go live on Chrome, or using Chrome with Rumble Studio, and that seems to fix the problem. But yeah, anyway, So, yes, take care of yourselves. Take care of one another. Outlast the haters. Don't get any on you. Go Chiefs. Don't get any on you. And if you do, rub that shit in real good. See you next time on Miles Culture Plate. Good night. And, good night. Sorry, folks. Take care, everybody. Peace.